So chances are you heard about the new software update for the DJI Osmo Action. Now you're wondering, is it worth buying in 2020? Hi, I'm Natalie Podena and today we're going to talk about the DJI Osmo Action and if it is worth buying in 2020. It had a couple of updates. I'm going to compare it with the GoPro Hero 7, not the 8 one, because I don't think it's a worthy opponent. I find the GoPro Hero 7 is a little bit more similar to the Osmo Action. DJI had two major software updates for the Osmo Action. One of those is live streaming and the other one optimized some latency when it comes to stabilization. So now if you film in 4K and Rocksteady on, it supposedly works better. To be honest, I don't quite see it, but I still think it's good that they try and fix it. I read online that it was mainly for the front screen. I did not test that because I usually use my phone as a second screen, as I did in my last video. In order to determine if the Osmo Action is worth buying in 2020, I'm going to compare with the GoPro Hero 7. So if you are in between those two, maybe this can help you to decide which one suits your needs better. I compared those two cameras in three main categories. The first one is stabilization in 4K. The second one is hyperlapse, so this is time warp, because I thought those two were compatible. And the last one is slow motion. I honestly prefer the stabilization on the Osmo Action. I don't know if it is because DJI has plenty of experience when it comes to drones and stuff, and they probably packed a lot of that wisdom into the Osmo Action. To me, it looks more natural and I just like the vibe of it. So this is why I really like the Osmo Action when it comes to shooting with stabilization. When it comes to hyperlapse versus time warp, there's not much of a difference there. They look pretty similar, they're both very good. So none is better than the other. When it comes to slow motions, both are capable of 1080p slow motions, which is quite nice. But what I like about the GoPro here is that you can set the FPS. So I set it to 200 and that leaves me the option if I want to play back this in slow motion or in normal speeds. But I also like the Osmo Action slow-mo. You can choose between 8 times slower or 4 times slower, but obviously you have to be very sure that you want to film in slow motion. A comparison of features is one thing to determine which camera suits you better. While working with both of them at the same time, I just realized how much more comfortable I feel with the Osmo Action. To me, the camera feels a little bit more high quality. You can see that on the cases as well. It's really hard to open up the GoPro Hero 7 case. Literally takes a lot of strength. That can be good in some places. The Osmo Action is quite easy to open, but also does a good job holding on. Those are some additional things that just make the whole camera experience a whole lot nicer. Overall, I also like the settings better in the Osmo Action. It might be because I'm using it more often, but I feel like I'm finding things that I need quicker than on the GoPro Hero 7. For example, formatting your SD card. Switching between certain modes is also easier for me at the Osmo Action because of the quick switch you have on the side. With the GoPro, it doesn't take too long, but I feel like it's a little bit quicker on the Osmo Action. While working with both of them, I feel like the touchscreen is working better on the Osmo Action. Some of my favorite features are the flip screen, the Rocksteady that gives you a drone vibe in your shots, and also the quick switch where you can add custom video settings and have them in your quick switch. So if I click on mine, for example, I will always have 4K 50 frames and I'm good to go and don't have to worry about anything. There's also this trend going on to use your action cam as your vlogging cam, as I did in my last video where I exclusively shot on the Osmo Action with the internal mic, which turned out quite great, to be honest. And obviously the flip screen is a huge advantage when it comes to the Osmo. You don't have it on the GoPro Hero 7 or the 8 for that matter. Not to mention that with the GoPro Hero 8 you cannot even replace the cap on your lens. I don't really know why they did that. Maybe because they want to sell more GoPro Hero 8s. I don't know. You still have that with the GoPro Hero 7, which I think is quite nice. So if you want a GoPro, I highly recommend getting a GoPro Hero 7 or waiting for the GoPro Hero 9, because I honestly don't think they will leave the cap thing. It's kind of hard to open. Oh, I feel it moving. Okay, I can't detach this. With the Osmo Action, it's quite easy to detach the cap, and this is quite nice because it's easier to put on ND filters. So yes, the Osmo Action is totally worth buying in 2020. Like this video if this has helped you in any way. If you plan on buying an action camera this year, leave me a comment telling me which one and why. Subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.